to Spill the RT. My name is Eamon Shannon, and I'm wearing my glasses so you can see all the reflection of the monitors. Bye! How are you, Josh?
I'm doing just fine. Hi, world. You can almost see the little bit of chicken in Eamon's mouth as well. It's a fantastic...
Num 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 delicioso. Well, it's 6 p.m. here in London, and it's morning. It's morning over there with you, Josh. What do you have for your breakfast?
I usually don't actually eat breakfast. I usually only eat like sometime after lunch.
Breakfast is the best meal of the day. It's the main time I eat.
No. I want caffeine and nothing but caffeine. Give me caffeine or give me death.
I want eggs. I want bacon. I want all of the stuff that Hakes in. Perfect.
I'll have that, but later in the day. I want nothing but pure energy. When you get to be my age, you have to make choices.
Basically. Your caffeine is coming your way, baby.
Well, if I ate that for breakfast, I go back to sleep, so that wouldn't work.
Okay. No. Can't be doing that either. I might have another piece of chicken, though, while you tell us what's happening on episode 57.
So, this week, Peacock Feather Lasers, more celebs who paint.
Pew, pew.
Good timing on that one. Illuminated tires that we could have had, Electron Art, and an Italian museum of plastic pollution. All that and returning guests are up next as we spill the RT. Welcome to episode 57. 57.
All the 5s
57
and the 7.
of these things.
I know,
57 of these things.
Are you sick of us yet, folks?
I don't think they are. I don't know enough of them have actually found us yet.
Okay. Well, if you're joining us for the first time, there are some highlights right below in the link of the description. So check on those videos, and if we haven't included you in there, then maybe you were just bored. No, you weren't. We just haven't enough space to put all the links in. So maybe, perhaps, you can see the best features because we have one of our best guests coming on today, all the way from Thurs, County Tipperary, in the land of Ireland. It is, ladies and gentlemen, and all those who have yet to decide, it is Lucy Lambe. Hi, Lucy.
Come on
down. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Lucy.
Welcome.
Every little thing.
You're everything between.
Every little thing.
Every little thing's gonna be all right.
Everywhere all at once. Wasn't that a movie or something?
Everywhere all at once. Yeah, it won like an Oscar, didn't it? It won an Oscar like about 5 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
It was like 100 years long, but it was really good.
I never saw it, to be fair.
It was very beautifully shot, and like the story is like really interesting. It was very beautiful, but like, my God, cut off a chapter.
I think that's our week's movie review.
I think if the movie has to be like 2 hours and 30 minutes minimum to be considered as an Oscar.
Nominee. I watched Saltburn the other day for the very first time.
Well, and did you enjoy the bat scene?
I kept on having to leave the room because I was shouting, "No!
Don't do that! Don't do that, Barry! Barry, that's not for you!"
With the grave, Barry. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you gotta give it to him. When you got it, flaunt it, baby.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of flaunting,
yes. What are we flaunting today, Josh?
Off we go to, I guess, because the guy, where was this research done? I guess in England. That's all it really kind of says. So they figured out peacocks, if you stain the feathers, and you have to stain the feathers multiple times, apparently, but if you stain the feathers of the peacocks, they can shoot lasers. Wow. Pew, pew. And that's much better timing the second time. See, the second time is always much better. This bemused me so much because it's like, what is the point of this in the first place? Why would you? Okay, so it's not like the living peacocks are firing lasers at each other. You have to stain the feathers multiple times and then fire light through them to get them to become light emitting diodes of some kind, I guess.
So they don't emit the light on their own.
No, I guess it's like potentially there, but it's not like peacocks are running around shooting lasers at each other, unfortunately.
It would be much more about that. I thought it'd be much more fun if when they were doing their little show at each other, they were sort of doing a Star Wars type of thing.
I think that's more a stare down kind of thing, right? Because the whole point is like how big you can look. It's a really a kind of a male thing when you think about it. It's not what you really have. It's
how you present it. It's how you present it. I think I have one too.
Back to Saltburn. Yeah.
What did you say?
I said back to Saltburn.
Yeah, it's not your package. It's how your package looks on camera. That's
yeah.
I've got a gold peacock feather here that I just sprayed.
That was originally a real feather, right? And so
it was, yeah. I just sprayed it gold.
So yeah, so essentially spraying it in gold instead, what they're doing is dyeing the feather the same kind of way. And apparently it causes then molecular changes and allows for the expression of light through the feather.
But wait, now, are they doing this to live birds?
No, that's the whole point. You can't, it's just not something you would do to a bird, right? I think it has to do with the fact that peacock feathers are iridescent, right? Like they are different from any other kind of feathers in nature, because iridescence means that it's balancing light in different kinds of ways down the actual microtubule of the feather. So there's like a reason why this might work, but no one's going to be, I don't know if you hang around with peacocks. We have some here in Napa, and they're not pleasant birds. They're not really enjoyable to be around. They're really kind of aggressive. So it's not like you're running around catching the peacock, staining it, and then watching what happens or something. I don't think that that's a recipe for.
But they pretty.
They're also very noisy.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
Being murdered.
They really don't like being told what to do. They really just like to be able to do that weird walk they do, and then once in a while, the males just decide, "Hey, look at me, world!" And then they just. Yeah. So I would one of the campuses where I taught. The peacocks were on the campus, and so you'd be teaching. You'd have the door open because it was hot, and a peacock would come strutting around through, and then just leave again. Like, okay,
that's quite cute.
It is cute.
Only from afar when you're trying to teach, and the birds are making noises, and they start fighting, and then they start bird shitting. It's a whole thing.
Okay,
sounds like a terrible existence you lead, Josh. Terrible. Terrible. What with you having this most beautiful creature flying around your campus? At least you have a campus.
They don't fly. They walk. Sorry. They don't fly.
Well, they can jump.
Turkeys.
Parading around.
They jump around a little bit, but it's mostly they just walk around doing this kind of like weird peacock walk. I don't know.
They're flouncing. They're presenting.
Yes, that's true. I would call it flouncing. Flouncing is a good way to put it. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Maybe I'm a peacock. Maybe I was a peacock in a previous life.
Maybe you were.
Hold on, if I put this back here.
I'm not going to touch that one, but if you want to run with that one, Amo, you go for it.
Amo, yes. Well, that's how it is. That's how it is. And I think that's all we have time for today. So, bye. No, that was a lie, folks. We have 4 more stories and Lucy's.
But speaking of people with egos who put themselves out into the world.
Yes.
Painters who paint, or I guess, well, not painters who paint, right? Actors who paint.
Actors who paint.
They might see themselves as painters who act.
Yes.
Right? So I love this guy. This guy is on Instagram, and
he's made it twice onto the show now.
Yes, because every couple of weeks he does one of these, and they're really kind of funny. And he's done his homework, so I highly recommend. I don't remember the guy's name. He's on Instagram. It's there somewhere. But so Action Bronson paints, which is interesting. He's that rapper who also cooks, right? He's got shows and all kinds of things. That one was all right. Yeah, okay, whatever. Jonathan Winters, I don't know if people even remember who Jonathan Winters is, but he used to be really well known as a voice actor. He was like a really funny guy back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, right? But then we start to get to the ones that, of course, make people go, what? Johnny Depp.
That one.
Johnny Depp. Yeah, this is all Jonathan Winters.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Johnny Depp does these paintings.
There's Johnny,
and they're as this gentleman makes the point in his presentation. They're very technically sophisticated, but they're very sort of lacking in emotion. They remind me of stuff from the 80s. Remember the guy who did the paintings of the female models, and it was just like kind of like the female body without any kind of emotion whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And a lot of Depp's pieces do kind of sort of seem that way, unfortunately. And then Hunter Biden.
Oh, I like this one too. Although that's a bit basic, isn't it? It looks like.
But the thing is that Hunter Biden paints with a straw. I did not know that.
Oh.
He's one of those spitters. You put the paint on the canvas, and then you put air through the straw and manipulate the paint in different ways.
So his DNA is all over the painting.
And perhaps illicit substances that he was doing while doing said paintings. I don't know.
Back to Saltburn.
And then lastly, Adrian Brody. Adrian Brody, the man, the myth, the painter.
The Starbucks legend. What's going on here? Like, I mean, are we here for this or what? His name is Riley. Oh, feck it, I had it a second ago now. Cardunk or something like that.
I don't even know if that's really his name.
Oh, sorry, Riley Can Dunk is the
that's
name.
Definitely not his real name.
Yeah, Riley Can Dunk at Riley Can Dunk on Instagram.
Yes, so there's no Can Dunk family. That's like an Instagram phrase, right?
Can you not dunk, Josh? Do you get your donuts?
White men can't jump. Everybody knows that white men can't jump.
But can you dunk?
No.
I've got glitter all over my table now from this thing. Anyway, tell us, can you dunk with your Dunkin' Donuts? Do you do Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh no, I don't eat donuts.
They sound like they just go straight to the gut. A minute on the hips, a moment on the lips.
No, isn't it a moment on the lips and then forever on the hips or something like that? Again, your aphorisms.
It's been a day.
We need a book. We need a book of just your aphorisms. Things not to do.
Things how Eamon says it. And their translations.
Yeah.
Before show, folks, just so you know, Amo apparently has a tattoo of my face on his ass.
I do not. No.
Yes, that's exactly.
No. Josh got a new tattoo, and apparently it's of a picture of me on his a-hole.
No. That's not. Unfortunately, we were not recording that particular moment, or I could play that back for you right now in post. Unfortunately, I'm just saying. And I saw you took some chicken.
We won't have to check, though.
This has now become a spilling the chicken and tea.
Don't choke.
No, it'll make for great virality.
Oh my God, he's going to go and throw himself somewhere to do the self-Heimlich maneuver.
I win.
Oh dear. Anyway, I had a response for that, but I lost some of those brain cells as I coughed them up.
Mm-hmm.
So
are
you okay now?
I was saying about I really want to do that chicken show, the chicken chop show. What is it, Amelia Dunkenheimer or whatever her name is? Have you ever seen those with the celebrities?
No.
Oh yes.
Mm.
Yeah, she talks to loads and loads of people in a little cafe
chicken shop.
where they can eat chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's like these first date setups.
There's a kid in New York who has a huge Instagram following that goes and gets chicken tenders from different bodegas and then eats the bodega chicken.
Oh.
And that's it.
That's it. That's the whole thing. Is he goes like after school every day and he gets some chicken and then he eats it, and then like 1.5 million people watch him do this.
Literally.
So, if you'd like to see Eamon choke again, folks, we can start a whole
choke.
Eamon eats chicken. This episode is going to go viral. Wait till you see.
For backstory here, Lucy's known Eamon his entire life, so when she's saying choke, there is some real history asking for potential death.
Yeah.
I have not done anything to hurt Lucy before, ever. I have been a true and honest friend.
Yes. Quite.
So, moving on. That's people who paint.
This
people
episode.
Who paint, who's hosts who eat. And
We're
now,
loving it.
back
like
we
McDonald's.
go to the 1950s, to tires that we could have had. I thought these were so cool when I saw these. So back in the 1950s, Goodyear, we all know Goodyear, the tire company, the blimp, right? They developed a new kind of rubber called neothane that allowed for illumination and color. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the tires were total shit as tires.
Do you know what I keep thinking of this? So there's new, like, when you're driving on the motorway, cars come against you at night, and they're with these white lights, not like a nice soft glow. These white lights, and they go straight to your head, and like I get like terrible glare issues. Medical history on Spill the RT. Anyway, and it's like I cannot see. How am I supposed to see the road with these new fancy lights? They don't work. Imagine
Sure.
what sort of a migraine I'd get if I saw these going across the motorway as I'm trying to cross. Imagine the poor deer trying to cross the road.
Well,
wouldn't the M50 be pretty though?
It would, I suppose, yeah.
It would.
but remember that headlights are designed to be piercing, right? Like the whole
Mhm.
point is not to have a warm, fuzzy glow straight out of like the late 19th century. The whole point here is to like make sure that someone sees you coming. These tires, to me, there was another shot with all the different colors. It looked
Oh,
like a softer kind of glowing kind of light. Like you wouldn't use it for illumination per se, but you would certainly use it like the way people have running lights or kids trick out the bottom of their cars with various kinds of LED strips and things.
oh,
Right?
did you ever see that Pimp My Ride on MTV?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
That's the kind of stuff where it seems to me this would be interesting. Unfortunately, because it's a plastic, right? Different plastics have ability to work with heat in different ways. This one apparently, because it looks so cool with the colors. Apparently, though, the tires were just total shit as tires. They had no
Oh,
grip. They would melt when you applied the brake. It would that causes heat, right? And so it would
mm.
start the plastic melting. So you didn't have a tire anymore. You had essentially a melted donut. See
Okay
that
then.
circling back there, folks? For
Circling
those that
back
are
to the
paying
Dunkin',
attention.
to those Dunkin' Donuts. We love continuity. It's
And
loving.
that chicken's still caught in the throat. I'm loving that one.
Oh Jesus, I'm Mac loving it.
For
Anywho,
those who are wondering why most people don't eat on a podcast, well,
this is
this
why.
one, as it goes viral, is going to be why.
This is why. This is why, folks. But there's loads of chicken shop programs. Maybe this is what we really needed to go viral.
Oh,
There's
Eamon,
there's the spicy
Eamon,
chicken wings. Yes.
you've got some in your teeth.
Hold on, I need to go back to the bigger camera. 1 second. No, it's all
There's
there.
nothing there. There's
I
nothing
know
there.
how much those teeth cost, so we've got to keep them nice.
Yes, I had sepsis issues when I was younger, and not much younger than I am now today, to be fair, because I'm not 90 years old. Um, but yes, thank you for revealing my inner secrets.
That's okay.
These are not real. Thanks.
But they are beautiful.
They are beautiful, but they did
Like
save
the
my
tires
life.
are beautiful.
They did save my life. Like the Who
The tires, the light up tires.
and the Peacock feathers.
Yeah, I think it
No.
was nicer with the peacock feather. I don't like it sprayed very much.
Okay. Well, I only sprayed it for contrast. It's for a purpose. It's for a purpose. It's for a
Okay.
purpose. Anyhow, what were we talking about?
I
Tires?
was talking about tires, but
Do you know what I do like about those pictures? Going back to those pictures, is, and it's not that one. It's not that one. It's oh fuck, nope, nope, nope. Sorry, and I just swore on live television. See the really cool flares that are coming out of the lens flare because of the speed, and I think that would have been really cool to do, to have those captured.
Yeah.
Loving a lens flare.
But remember,
Yeah.
what you're looking at here is a shit ton of promotional photography, right? So none
Yes.
of this is actually like really using the stuff. The whole point is to entice people.
Yep.
And the way that Goodyear would do stuff like this is they would have like their research wing, they develop stuff, they put together the whole PR packet. But if people didn't buy or if it didn't work out, well, guess what? All you have is these sort of relics of what could have been.
We love a bit of
Mad Men.
guerrilla marketing. Oh,
Mad Men with the glow. How's that?
Love it. Mad Men. Maybe that's what we should have called it instead of Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah,
But
Mad
since
Men
they
with the
caught
glow.
on, but since they caught on fire, if the brake was applied with too much pressure, Hot Wheels is appropriate too, if you think
Yeah.
about it.
See, that could be
Nothing
quite
worse.
pretty as well.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
pretty.
Sure.
And the poor humans stuck inside the car dying, but that's okay.
Well, again, on Instagram, I watch all kinds of stuff. I saw one the other day of people that were they didn't realize there were problems with their cars. So one person's driving along while the entire bottom of the car is on fire. They're just driving along like it's any other day. So, like people will do what they want to do, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like my tires to roll.
I like mine to roll too. I like to get from one place to another. They're quite a practical thing, really, cars, aren't they?
It really is this basic idea of point A, point B. What's the way to get there?
Yeah.
But apparently it befuddles a lot of people because a lot of
does.
people are, let's just face it, befuddleable.
Well, while we get to B to C, we're going to have a little break, and we'll be right back after these messages. Bye. Nua Collective, an arts community collective with art, artists, and art publications with fresh work added weekly to our online collection at www.nuacollective.com. Here you will also find our Nua Journal featuring articles and podcasts, which are also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on us spilling the art tea every Thursday. Yeah, baby. That is Nua Collective. Boom, boom, boom. What are they to do, Josh?
They got to like, they got to subscribe, they got to share, hit the announcements, little tweaky bing button there. They get the bing bing.
It's the bing bing. There it is. Bing, bing.
There's the bing bing. Send it to 3 friends. Buy some swag. We've got a Patreon.
We have a Patreon. We do.
We have a publication coming out through that Patreon.
We do in September.
We've got sponsors that we need. No sponsor. Want to be a sponsor? Yeah. Know someone who could be a sponsor?
Yeah, and we have a particular show that may come up in London very soon. So if you'd like to be a sponsor in one of the world's greatest cultural capitals, potentially that might be the spot for you.
Yes. A show near the end of the year, ideally during the last quarter when people are looking for art. Come on, sponsors.
People looking for art? People coming to a show to see something spectacular. What happens if you've got your branding in that little program?
Or more than just a little. Maybe it's big. Maybe it's everywhere.
Maybe it is an exhibition about your brand.
Maybe a dozen artists will just make things about you.
I mean, we could commission that if you like.
Andy and Basquiat did it. Why can't we?
Yeah. Hello at nuacollective.com. There you go.
That's a nice and tidy promo.
Excellent. Right, move on. Get on to our next story there before we lose our shiz altogether. It's been a long day.
Off we go back to the UK. See that? This week is nothing but science in the UK in different ways. Okay. This is called electron microscopy, I guess.
Electron microscopy.
So this is basically, when you're doing this, right, you're doing electron microscanning, very, very small things being essentially blown up and seen, incredibly powerful with incredible detail. And as a result, it also becomes art because many of these images really do, while it might be something like blood vessels or cholesterol or something like that, because of the way it ends up being, I think, illuminated, because of the structures that are there, it's attractive to people. And like what you're looking at right now, not all by just one artist, but this is a series of stamps that were released using this technique to produce those images.
Yeah, they're really cool. And I've got also, they were not only made into stamps, but also into rock albums. So here are some of the images.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure what particular rock albums that they were used for.
Well, that's not from a rock album. That's just a bed bug.
But isn't that cool?
Yeah, 100%.
I think the corpuscles were on a rock album. The red blood cells.
Oh, the red one that I didn't put included. Which I think is this one here in the top left-hand corner. The red blood cells one. There was just two. They actually, it kind of reminded me of like some like organism that was like 2 eggs or something. And it was just a bit weird. So I just omitted that one. But yeah, there you go.
But what's cool about this is, what I always like is the way in which when the sciences and the humanities are allowed to mix and just like be what they are. No one's saying like this isn't scientific scanning, right? What we're saying is there's other levels there that humans can appreciate, which goes back to the idea of people asking like, well, how do you appreciate art? You see something in it that you find enjoyable, that's interesting to you, and voila, it's art. It's like nothing particular special in that way, other than what's what we point to and say, look, it's art.
Yeah, but it's that natural beauty that we've seen in so many of these microscopic things across the last series of Spill the RT. And there's some really cool stuff that we've seen. So thank you, science. And another science lesson for Eamon. So
see that? Science of the Week Part 2.
It's like part 18 now at this point. I've had many science lessons in this, probably more that I've actually paid attention to than I did in my whole 6 years of secondary school. But anyway, there you go.
See that? And let us apply. Go ahead.
You have to remember that he colours them in.
Yeah.
They're not actually that colour. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
we
your
can do
body
lots of
isn't like
colouring in.
vibrating all this colour. He colours them in.
Thank you for ruining that. That was my imagination saying, "Oh my God, inside us is so fabulous," and now
Yeah.
it's not. Thanks,
So
Lucy.
off we go to Italy,
Italia.
where because of the nature of the Mediterranean,
Uh,
things wash up ashore all the time, right?
uh,
Like people think what goes into the ocean stays in the ocean, but it doesn't really, and it ends up back on the coast. And so Italy has created a museum of recycled plastics, or plastics that have allowed themselves to potentially be recycled, but have been abandoned or thrown away or tossed in some kind of fashion.
okay. Here
The
is
thing
a man
is,
with his collectibles.
I was thinking about this. I was like,
Mm.
well, on the one hand, we're saying like it's all this trash in the ocean, this, that, the other, but the trash they're finding is like 60, 70 years old. Who are like, oh, how horrible! I'm aghast. Ah. But in the context of 8 billion years, 60 or 70 years really ain't much at all.
No.
And so to me, I guess I see this actually as like the Earth's going to go on regardless. Like we can make our museums to ourselves, we can make our museums to our cultural things. It's all going to get washed away by time at the end of the day. Sorry to break that to the world, but no one here gets out alive. And the plastics themselves will eventually be reabsorbed by the atmosphere in some kind of way and become the future environment of the world when none of us are around.
Oh, that was a bit morbid.
Nice.
Well, to look at this in a more positive light, this
I
man
thought that
collected.
was positive, actually.
He picked all of these wonderful plastics and made some nice art out of them.
Well, this is what the ocean has made out of them. They haven't made it like basically what they do is they find it stuff that seems odd, weird. You have another
Yeah.
shot of one that was like this plastic bottle from like the 1950s. Yeah, like stuff with the faces and things. And so it's like this is what the ocean has done through it over time. And I guess to me, like there are people that collect river stones, right? Like the
Yeah.
water has tumbled the stones and changed whatever they were originally. And it's to me, it's like these are what brings up is like issues of time and deep time. I don't see that as a bad thing at all. I think that that's actually like a real appreciation of the real world as opposed to the fantasies that humans like to tell themselves on a daily basis.
Mm. That one here in the forefront here on the left, that looks like the honey bear from a
Yeah.
honey bottle, or maybe it's one of those crazy bottles of. Do you remember you got those no tear shampoo so that you wouldn't cry when you were like a baby getting your hair washed?
And, and to be fair, I'm not saying plastic is like a great thing, right? There are
Mm.
people who like apparently each of us eats a credit card's worth of plastic every week or something like that.
Every
Like
week.
yeah. So like we're all ingesting microplastics, we're absorbing them in our bodies. Like it's all around us in different ways. But you're also ingesting all kinds of toxins, all kinds of things by living in a city, by existing. Like at a
That's
certain
mad.
level, I understand that people want to like make changes. On the other hand, I guess I go with like this is what is, and so let's just see it for what it is and who we are, rather than bemoaning some Edenic state that's never going to get back.
That's outrageous.
Aren't you a joy this week?
I am full of joy.
Full of joy, full of joy. Well,
Did
I
you
gotta.
hear about there's an Irish artist called Rona Byrne, and she takes this special boat out onto the Liffey, which has got a big like net on it, and they scoop up all the plastic, and then she chops it up and melts it down, and she makes love seats and things
Yeah.
along the banks of the Liffey.
Oh, that's really
Yeah, so that's quite
sweet.
nice, isn't
No,
it?
no, that's
Yeah.
like that's why I work with plastics. All right, people always say to me, "Well, I'm like, I didn't refine the plastics. The plastics already exist. I'm
Mm.
taking them and I'm making them into things that people then collect and don't want to throw away." Right? Like
Yeah.
it's this French term of élevage. If you elevate, then it doesn't become trash. It becomes something that people appreciate.
Mm.
So it's just a lot of this to me is about perspective and how you look at it. And I get that that can seem kind of morbid. I'm just a realist. I don't see like being realistic as being bad. I just like this is the world. This is what we have. Let's move forwards. If what I have to play with is plastic, then I'll play with plastic. Like
Okay. That's very nice.
Okay.
Okay.
You play with plastic. It's all
You-
good.
It's all G. It's all good. I don't play with plastic, but that's okay.
do
That's
you
okay.
paint with acrylics?
No,
Only oil.
mainly, yeah. 99% of the time. I don't
Okay.
really, I don't really like acrylics that much because they dry too quickly, and I like to kind of like blend them. Such.
You want to be able to play.
I do. I like playing a lot. I do.
You can use openers. Like I have plenty of acrylic openers that I use to keep
Openers.
stuff.
That
Yeah,
sounds like something
it extends the
crude
drying time for like
for
an hour or two.
acrylics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
intrigue. Openers. Googling openers.
I think they're actually called extenders is the technical term.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah, they act as an
software.
anti. Somehow, by combining them with the paint, it makes it non-reactive to oxygen in the way that acrylic would normally react to oxygen.
Oh, okay. Openers
I've
or
seen those.
extenders. I'm going to Google that up.
I'm pretty sure it's called an acrylic extender. I believe that's what that's called.
Okay.
An extender and a retarder, because then you can do the opposite and tighten up the drying time instead.
Oh.
Because some really loose liquid acrylics, they don't dry quickly at all. It can take 15 or 20 minutes for them to dry. And so sometimes you want to do the opposite and put something that makes it go boom like that.
Look at us giving art advice on an art podcast.
Who
That's
knew?
mad.
Madness takes control.
Stop it at once.
Madness. Cue the song, cue the band. Little clip, come on back.
Not allowed, guys. No, we'd have to say sorry.
All right,
this
go
time
and do
has
it
to
on
be
your own.
overlapped.
Go and do it on your own so we don't get copyright
Go
struck.
press pause, come back. If you don't, at least press the subscribe button or press ding ding ding.
No, just put a link down below and let them click on the link and then they'll come back.
do it. Okay, cool. Lucy.
Yes.
Let's talk about what you're up to. What are you up to?
What am I up to? I'm up to quite a lot recently. I've done a lot of my stuff is now working with people doing socially engaged projects. So I was up in Tala as an assistant on somebody else's project, and we were making willow structures, which was fun. So we made like a beehive hut and an archway and a maze for little people, and lots of different groups came and helped us. And that's it. That's the little maze. So we brought all the willow with us and had different age groups from, kind of women's shed down to play school. And there's this big piece of green that they're planning on making it beautiful. So instead of sitting around a table and discussing it, what we did was we brought in the groups and they all came and made willow structures and talked about what they wanted to do. So it was more of a chatty thing, and you're making at the same time. So that was good fun.
Reminds me of Goldsworthy.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And what a kind of therapeutic thing for them to do as well, to kind of engage with each other and speak and make at the same time.
And the amazing thing is that the structures, because we didn't make them particularly sturdy or anything, but they're all still there. They haven't been, sort of hung on or kicked down or anything. And the little beehive hut, the kids and grown-ups naturally go into it for chats, and there were toddlers just wandering in and sitting down and having their juice and apple and things. So it's that kind of thing where they're using it already, which is brilliant. I was assistant on that. And then my project is conversation pieces, where I've spent a month interviewing people over 80 and recording them. So we're at the editing stage now. I spoke to them all about their childhoods, and it's all local. So it's Thurs and the surrounding villages.
Oh, amazing. Great.
So I thought each interview would be about 45 minutes, and I ended up staying about 3.5 hours with these people.
So you'll stay for another cup of tea, sure you will.
Yeah, and you've got the clinking of the cups in the background and all that sort of thing, which I love. So that's being edited as a sort of a sound piece that goes with some clay pieces. So next week we have workshops. So 10 of the collaborators come along and we do a workshop in clay. They make something. I don't really care what they make. But they're leaving their mark on something permanent. And they're going to be displayed. And then some of my drawings that I've done whilst they've been talking will be displayed as well. So it's a whole sound and visual 3D and sketching thing.
Where is that happening?
That's going to be, I haven't quite decided where. It might be there's a pub on the street where the studio is. So I might split it between the two places so people can move between the two. So maybe have the sound and the sketches in one, and the sound and the 3D pieces in another. So there's a barn behind the pub, and then there's the studio, which
Amazing.
I have. So it might be sort of thing where you move between the two.
The pub is kind of a cool place to have it as well, given like the demographic that you're dealing with, and like how they kind of like have that whole community energy inside the pub environment, you know, where they all sit around and have a pint and have the chats, or not, or sit silently for 3 hours and then go home to their wife. You know, but it's no, that's really cool. But we'll check out your social feeds for information on when that will be out and when that's coming on.
I'm
That's
drip
cool.
feeding my collaborators at the moment. So every
Excellent.
couple of days, one of the collaborators gets popped up onto Instagram. And they love knowing that they're on an Instagram page. I think that's really cool.
They're very cute. They're very cute. I've seen some pics. They look very cute.
But that's also the thing about social practice, right? Like, it's not really completely under your control. So like it goes where it goes, which I think is why it's so enjoyable. But it scares a lot of artists because it's not all under their control, right? And you go wherever it goes. I know, like it's like you just ride the tiger and see what happens. But a lot of people, I think, they kind of freeze up in that situation and don't want that loss of control.
No, I think it's letting go of the control. Yeah,
it's all about the process. It's not about the end exhibition, really. It's the exhibition is just an excuse to drink wine and eat nice, yummy nibbles and bring them all out. So I think we'll probably have to get a bus to pick them up, and then we'll.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, I think an exhibition in that sense is more about allowing the participants to see each other than it is about the work per se being seen. Because if you think about it, the work isn't about being seen in that way. The work was the making of. And so when the participants then realize what they become part of, I think that's a very powerful moment for them.
And have you found like an overlap between their stories?
There is. The Christian Brothers comes up a lot for the men in not such a nice way. But yeah, I mean, they're all local, so they would have known each other maybe as kids. Like I've been doing first cousins. I've been interviewing them together, and they kind of spark off each other, and you get more out of them. Or there's a guy, he's 94, and he can recite poetry all day long. So I've got these beautiful poems written locally that he's recited for the recordings.
That's so good.
But maybe that's something to keep in mind for the exhibition, that you might want to come proactively to record or in some way, because these people are going to be seeing each other and having conversations spontaneously, right? Like that's the thing, is that more things will come to mind that wouldn't normally come to mind otherwise.
Well, the whole exhibition will be videoed.
Nice.
So we'll get some more chats and little interviews done on video. So it's good. I love it. I mean, drinking tea, eating home baking, and chatting to old people. What could be worse?
Yeah. And so such a great archive as well, you know, as a form of archiving. There's something that I kind of studied quite a bit about in how you can archive in a different way, and this is a really good way of doing that. Amazing.
Well, I think social practice treats art in a very different way, right? It's not about going to a museum and seeing something that's been like, it's just like this frozen moment or something. The projects, that's why there's so many of them. They go off in so many different directions. They're just, to me, more humane and more human.
It's all about interaction. And it's one of my favorites. As
opposed to like the isolated artist up on the pedestal, right? Like the whole myth of the artist is separate from the world genius in isolation. Social practice doesn't allow for any of that. It's the opposite. It's the artist as facilitator as opposed to the genius in control of everything.
Completely. Yeah. Facilitation, I think, being the optimum phrase there. I think that's like you are there to serve a purpose, to make it happen for them. And I think that's
for them as opposed to for you, right? And that's what makes it special.
Yeah. Pretty good.
And you had your degree show recently. How did that go?
It was really cool. Really enjoyed doing it.
There you are, mixing cement.
I mixed loads of cement and made the molds and everything, and didn't know what it was going to look like until it actually got installed, which was great, because you can do as many mock-ups in cardboard as you like, but until you get concrete where you can tell it's heavy and you know, the different surfaces you get on each side. You can get smooth, you can get stippled, you can get air bubbles. So really enjoyed that. It did take 2 days to get the big one at the back out of its mold, because I had to make slots for the panes of glass, and I used MDF, and some of the cement got into the MDF, and we got an electric drill and made this big steel rod on it, and then put a drill bit at the end. And I spent 2 days just like trying to drill the MDF out.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
the process again, but it was fabulous when it actually came out, and the glass fitted completely, and it looked really good in the space. And I loved the concrete. I think I'll
it's really
do
cool.
a bit more with that, maybe with hempcrete next time.
Mm.
But it's terribly heavy.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
thinking, I know someone that works with bioplastics, and so
Mm.
she's working with things that give that kind of rigidity, but that they are much less weighty, much easier. Like chipping out would be much easier in that situation than what you had to deal with the cement MDF mix.
I think there were 10 bags of concrete, 25 kg concrete bags, and I tried to lift it with a sack barrow, and it just bent the sack barrows. So
Oh my goodness.
so there's razor wire in there, and there's bullets, well, bullet casings, because they wouldn't let me have real bullets, and big sheets of glass. So yeah, it was very interesting to do, really interesting to see people's reactions. And there's 2 iterations of it too. There's a much more pared down version, and there's the version that I did in the degree show. So I have two ways I can display that in the future.
Amazing. Cool. Very good. And have you anything on at the moment? Have you anything kind of exhibiting at the moment?
I have a snow globe. Actually, that finished today. A snow globe's been down in Cork in the Laneway Gallery. There was a call out for pieces for with a Palestinian conflict theme. So I think early November I started making snow globes, and I was having a look at the Chapman brothers and things. So I took apart a big glass snow globe and redid a scene inside and redid the outside. So I 3D printed some soldiers, and you know those little people you buy when you're a model railway enthusiast?
Yeah.
Well, if you get a lighter and burn their joints, you can move them whichever way you like.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so I made snow globes with horrific genocidal scenes in them, and all you have to do is get the mix of the glycerine and the water right, and so they have glitter in them, and they're wind up, so they play Christmas carols. So it's all a bit, oh, look, a pretty snow globe, and then you look and go, oh, that's gross. So that's being exhibited. Well, it's just had 2 or 3 weeks down in Cork, and I'm not sure whether it's going to Dublin, because they've done London, Cork, they're doing Dublin and Belfast. So it's a traveling show, but some of the pieces are the same, and some change with each one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there were some really cool things in there, actually.
Gosh, you have loads going on.
Yeah, loads going on. Yeah, it's all good. And writing proposals that either don't get answered or get rejected.
Yeah. Welcome to the post-degree world.
Yeah. It doesn't end, might I add.
Every day I get no's in my inbox, literally. Just for folks who don't understand, it's being an artist is no different than any other kind of gig, right? You just got to send shit out on a continuous basis. And I just literally every day, no. And the irony is something that gets a no, someone else says a yes to. You're like, hey, it's the same thing. It's on them. It's not on you, right? Yeah. All you can do is to do the part that you can do. Keep sending shit out.
Yeah.
I've been sending lots of shit out. Some people don't answer. Some are really good and they answer.
I would say if you're lucky, if half the time someone even acknowledges the fact it was sent, and 25% of the time they're kind enough to say, we didn't pick you, but, and maybe 10% they'll actually give you things to think about. but it's so rare to even get feedback because all these calls get so many people that like send stuff in, right? And so it can be very difficult to know what's working and what isn't because you don't get feedback to know, well, how do I change this to get better responses, right? Like you have
Absolutely.
to do that iteration yourself, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got
And
some good feedback recently. They even mentioned that they'd seen my degree show and described it as very strong, which was lovely. But they decided that my proposal was too ambitious,
oh,
and also that they were thinking about doing the same next year. So we'd had the same idea, which was fine.
yeah, but still, wasn't that just really like considerate that they
It was
just,
considerate,
yeah,
and to mention that they'd seen the degree show was good too.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's at least
it's,
you got a personal response from whoever was
Yeah,
doing the jury. So that's always
yeah,
impressive.
albeit
yeah.
rare, very nice.
Yeah. It
And
means
as
they
a
paid attention.
Yeah. And as a note to producers out there, pay attention. This is only like all you need is a one-liner in a BCC line to like all of the people who have applied and didn't get it. Thank you for taking the effort. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you have not been selected.
But don't do what I got this morning, which was, wow, we had never done this call before for sculpture, and we didn't expect 500 applications. But hey, sorry, you didn't get in.
Yeah.
Really, not a way of saying to me other than
No.
bye bye, guy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Or you
Yeah.
can get a response to something that has had thousands of applications
yeah,
and they've
oh yeah.
taken £35 per application and they've only taken on 10. So I'm kind of like,
Well, they're just grifters.
yeah.
Well, so my favorite is there's a couple that are notorious on the East Coast that are like these are almost $100,000, but you could only apply twice. So you apply the
Okay.
first time, you get a no, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll bite the bullet, no pun intended, and apply the second time. There's no space to ever get better at the application, right? If they only will ever
Mm,
take you twice, the entire
process or whatever. Yeah.
and people are like, well, it's $100,000. It's like leaving money on the table. I got to apply, but
Yeah.
to me, it's like you're just pissing away your time and energy because obviously everybody in the world is applying for this. That's why they're limiting
Mhm.
you to 2 applications, right?
Oh
Like
my
Mhm.
goodness.
it's just not good.
Speaking of grant aid as well, just as a kind of a final note, those living in Ireland, there is the artist for the what was it called? The grants for
The
the
living
arts,
wage.
the living
Yeah.
wage, yes, the artist living wage opportunity and initiatives that the Irish government supplies artists, and not necessarily visual artists, but musicians, writers, poets, everyone in between, with a living wage for 3 years under this campaign. And it's been very successful for the last number of years, bringing together a lot of new work and continuing to strengthen the cultural landscape of Ireland. So,
Mhm.
for those who are not in Ireland, governments around the world, get on board with this for people, please, because it's fantastic, and the benefits are like 100-fold. And for those who are living in Ireland, there is a survey which I'll put a link in the description below. Please fill it out and ensure that this initiative continues.
Yeah.
So there we go, and make sure those who
And
are living in
thank you,
Ireland
Google.
apply.
And thank you, Google, for your tax haven dollars that allow for this too.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and Meta.
Right?
And
Because let's be clear, it's not exactly out of everyone's goodness of heart. It was, holy cow, we have so much here. We have to do something with it. They're like, hey, you know what? Maybe
that's,
helping out some creatives might be the way to go.
yeah. Well, I mean, regardless, it's good. It's money reinvested, and it's taking our artists seriously.
Yep.
There's the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in Edinburgh. Fancy that. At the moment, and Lynn Gardner, one of the critics for The Guardian, has just said that even in the UK, it's very clear that the grant aid has been dwindling, and as a result, their cultural output has been cut to cloth as a result. And as a result of that, there is the work that's produced from international folk that bring work to Edinburgh is at a much higher caliber in the kind of finesse that has been produced there than what has been produced from local people, from local producers in the
But
UK.
with that said, though, we have several of our previous guests who are at the Fringe Festival this year, right?
There
So
is,
it's
yeah,
doable.
it is
You can
doable.
do it.
It is doable. So
Right?
get
They
your.
went from us to Fringe.
They did. What can we say? We're influencers.
Or we just are
Much
the
easier
Fringe
on a living
anyway.
wage, though.
Pardon?
much easier on a living wage.
It's much easier on a living wage. Yeah, you don't get those Oscars or Oliviers or Nobel Peace Prizes or whatever the case may be without endorsing and supporting. So, it doesn't happen from nothing.
It's hard to create if you're coughing up a lung.
This is true. This is true. Send support. Eat chicken.
Don't choke.
Don't choke. Have water.
Should we name the chicken that you're eating? Maybe that's the potential sponsor right there, chicken guy.
Where's it from? It's probably Iceland or something.
Absolutely not, darling. It's Waitrose.
Come on board, Waitrose.
It is Waitrose. It is from free-range chickens that run freely. So
Hook
thank
us
you,
up.
Waitrose. That's me chicken out. Anywho, that's all we have time for, folks, clearly, because we're just waffling on here. But until next week, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all of that jazz. And go onto our Nua Collective Instagram page, or onto our LinkedIn page, or onto wherever it is that you get your socials from, and you can see us in your feed there.
Right,
all of the notices are there.
We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're everywhere, aren't we?
Yeah, we get all of the strange people on TikTok. We got all of the strange people on TikTok that don't know us.
TikTokers, you're not strange. We love you.
We do love you. We do love you because we don't know who you are, and thank you for continuing to like and share and all of that.
Spread the love.
Spread the love, and and that means by just sharing things, not by opening things. Anyway, so until next week, continue spreading the love, sharing art, and loving art, and we'll see you next Thursday.